Instead of going to the Rose Bowl by vote of the conference, Washington swayed Montana to vote for Cal and sent us to the Cotton Bowl. We were spited, and we've hated the Huskies since.
Stop. Exactly. Exactly.
All right. Garrison, you got to head out. All right. Do you want to give a... Yeah, Ben says rapid fire. You want to do a rapid fire on the Michigan-Ohio State game? Before you
first off, Oregon's gonna win. Give me that 35-14. 14.
Now we're going to talk about Washington, Oregon, number one Oregon, who is 11-0 and 8-0 in the conference. Washington is...
Damn,
Bryce is in the chat. Bryce is in the
chat. Waited till he left.
Bryce. Hey, Bryce. Garrison's on his way.
That's funny.
Bryce, welcome back anytime, man.
Anytime.
Garrison, yeah.
All right. For the first time after 116 meetings, the Washington-Oregon rivalry game is being played as a Big Ten rivalry. Ben, I have a question for you. Is it the border war, the Cascade Clash, or just simply the Oregon-Washington rivalry?
It's a bit of both. I think it's more known as the border war.
Border war?
Really? Yeah. I think that's more the official title, but I guess any of those titles technically are correct. Because I don't know when the rivalry got heated.
No, I don't know anything about this rivalry. That's why I was hoping you could fill us in on
Exactly.
something.
When it started in 1900, but in 1948, when Oregon was known as the Leadfoot still, and we still had Idaho and Montana in the pack. That team, Webfoot Duck team, was quarterbacked by Norm Van Brocklin, fullback John McKay. Instead of going to the Rose Bowl by vote of the conference, Washington swayed Montana to vote for Cal.
I feel like
and sent us to the Cotton Bowl. We were spited, and we've hated the Huskies since.
Stop. Exactly. Exactly.
All right.
Also, another fun fact. In 1962, an Oregon player, Larry Hill, was tackled by the Washington fans on the field to stop him from making a game-tying touchdown.
Nice.
So you can tell kind of how it's heated. Stuff like that, like the Cal Stanford band thing in the big game, stuff like that. It doesn't die.
I appreciate that fan tackling.
All right.
That's something I can rock with.
Well, okay, so last year Washington was in the national championship with Michigan, but this year is having the same trouble as Michigan. They've got the same record as Michigan, and the spread on this game is even pretty much the same as Michigan. Well, we got 19 and 21, so close enough. Oregon, on the other hand, is a machine, although they very nearly face-planted against Wisconsin. So here we are. This is...
Nebraska beat handedly.
Nebraska beat handedly, yeah. So here we are in the midst of hate week, and from what we understand, from what Ben just told us, Washington and Oregon definitely hate each other. So let's talk some picks. Mac, going back up to the top here. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
And go.
So here's the thing. I really had a difficult time with this one because normally when I like to judge college football matchups, I'm obviously extraordinarily objective. I always just tell it how it is. I give the facts, a lot like CNN. And frankly, with this one, it was very difficult because I wasn't really sure because Huskies, they're cute. They're adorable little puppies, but ducks, like they quack, 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 and they got the little waddle going on. It's really cute, and so I didn't know what to go with. So I'm going to go Oregon 35-14. Oh, that was Garrison's pick. Whoops.
That was, yeah.
Well, he was right.
Uh-oh.
Clip that.
We'll clip that and send it over to him. Said Garrison was right.
Is this the copy each other night?
Apparently.
Might be, yeah. All right, Justin, are you ready?
Yep.
Go.
Well, Washington's got an issue. They don't know who they're playing at quarterback yet. It's not going to be announced till game time, so that's not a good problem, or that's not a good thing to have. When you have two quarterbacks, you have no quarterback. Oregon did struggle, but, without Tez Johnson, but I think, Dan Lanning's a good enough coach to figure that out offensively. But I think Washington, just with this rivalry game, I think it stays somewhat competitive, but I'm going to go 34-21. Oregon pulls away late.
34-21. 5 seconds left on the clock.
Let's go. I had to make up for the Nebraska one.
All right, Peter, you ready? Yeah,
Maybe.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, we'll find out. Oregon, a flock of ducks is going to the flying V up the field for a touchdown. Oregon Ducks are going to win this because of the flying V formation, which Ohio State will shudder, by the way, next week in December 7th. 34. No. Oregon can't score 30 points on anybody except Ohio State. Okay, my bad. Shut up. 28-17 Oregon. Dan Lanning is 0-3 versus Washington. He's going to be 1-3 barely. He sucks.
Not bad. Not bad.
I like the fire.
You guys are on tonight, man. Jeez.
Yeah.
Rob, are you ready?
Yeah.
Go for it.
I think Oregon is looking for revenge for last season. Even though Kalen DeBater is there, Washington, they essentially kept them out of the playoffs. They obviously got beat twice. So, Oregon is obviously a lot better. Washington, they may have good passing defense, but I think the Ducks is just going to be way too much. I have Oregon winning 40-14.
Wait, 42-14 or 40 to
40
14?
to 14.
40
Gonna do that again.
I got to make sure. All right, Ben, are you ready?
Yeah.
You're the anchor on this one. Go.
Well, brought up a good point about Dan Lanning's has not beaten Washington. 3 losses by total 10 points. Kalen DeBoer's not there. This is Jed Fish, all new players. It's in Autzen. Oregon's got something to play for. Washington just wants to play spoiler. I think it's too much with the quarterback situation. I'm in the range of everyone. I think 37-14 Oregon. Get in, get out. Do your thing. Get off the field.
5 seconds. Nice.
I would not be surprised if it ends in a blowout, but I think Washington will score something late.
Now, from what I remember, Oregon is actually still, they're a lock for the Big Ten championship, right? Even if by some miracle Washington wins.
Yeah, we're
Oregon's
still locked.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
The Buckeyes, the Buckeyes can't. Ryan Day doesn't know what the hell he's doing as a coach.
A lot of things would have to go
Ryan Day
wrong.
is a better beard than Dan Lanning ever could.
Let's be honest, Ryan Day's a top 3 coach in college football, and Dan Lanning's not there yet.
Which brings me to my next question. Ben, how does I don't know how familiar you are with the Michigan-Ohio State rivalry, but how does the Oregon-Washington rivalry compare to the hate that goes on between Michigan and Ohio State?
If you're not a Pac-12, if you weren't a Pac-10, Pac-8, Pac-12 fan, you're not going to understand it. Likewise, not being a Big Ten fan originally, you're not going to understand it. You're going to be more introduced to it. We watched the game, of course, but you don't get the whole necessarily the rivalry to a degree outside of being 2 blue bloods just battling it out.
Blue bloods.
So I would love.
Oh, I thought you were talking about this game.
No, not us. The Michigan.
Sorry.
You know what?
I digress.
Oh, I was gonna say too, blue bloods. That's awfully presumptive of you.
Washington, I think, they think they're a blue blood, and we're like,
Washington's a blue blood.
Blue bloods don't change by definition.
I think they think they are, but
Blue bloods don't change by definition. No team can become a blue blood. It's they are what they are.
I mean, aren't the blue blood teams just the ones that existed prior to 1900?
Blue blood, the word blue blood comes from like European lineage of royalty, and whatever that they considered blue bloods, and it regardless of current family status, if you come from that lineage, you are considered a blue blood. So it's those teams that were kind of the upper echelon and most consistent throughout kind of the heyday of college football, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Those are the blue bloods who had the most success there, kind of in the foundational years of college football.
Speaking back to Mac's point earlier, fight. They had a great conversation about that a while back of when do you lose blue blood status? Like after 30 years of doing nothing. Maybe
You don't.
I was like, that's not a bad point in some degree when you like are literally. No offense, not specifically saying Nebraska,
Definition's
but
wrong.
any team.
But by definition, that's not true. I mean, honestly.
Well, by your definition,
But-
No, that is the definition of a blue blood.
Yeah. But then in as far as current standings go, it doesn't mean anything anyway.
There's a difference between being an elite team currently and being a blue blood.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Sam Hartman's looking downfield for AJ.
Oh! Burger almost has a one-handed catch.
Almost.